Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, your step-by-step chef. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to grill a steak with homemade steak rub. It is spices the way you like them, and we'll work together to get that flavor that is just the way you like it. And what I find is when you learn how to make your own steak rub, and then you put it on your own steak and you grill it, you can make a healthy meal, a healthy steak, a delicious steak, and you can do it your way. So come on, let's cook. And here are the simple ingredients for our steak rub. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, a half a teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, the non-salted kind, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of cumin, you can use a little bit less if you like, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and then we're just going to mix these up, and then we're going to add 2 garlic cloves crushed and 1 tablespoon of butter. So I told you what we're going to put in our steak rub. Now here's our steak. That's all we need. This is about 1.5 pounds of top round steak, and we're going to take these ingredients once we put them together, rub them on the steak, and we're going to run out to the grill. So I'll show you how to put all this together. Okay, so here are the ingredients for our steak rub. We have 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, a half teaspoon of oregano, and don't go to town on the oregano because it will take over the rub. Oregano, especially dried oregano, is potent. Here's our teaspoon of onion powder, and get the non-salted. We already added salt, so there is our teaspoon. Our teaspoon of black pepper. And I love these grinders because they produce a very fresh black pepper. Our teaspoon of cumin, and I love cumin because it gives it a very sprightly taste. Our teaspoon of paprika, which gives it some heat. Now let's mix up the dry spices. And you can give it a little bit of a taste. That's the way I like it. Give it a taste, and if you want to adjust any of the ratios, if you want to increase anything or decrease anything, go ahead and do it. And by decrease, what I mean is you're going to have to increase the other ingredients. And here's our crushed garlic. And if you don't have a crusher, just super finely mince it. Just work it to a pulp. And then finally what I'm going to do is put in our butter. And what I'm going to do next is put this in the microwave. Now if you don't have a microwave, you can put this on a stove, in a pan, and melt the butter down and get all of this mixed together, because after I do that, this is going on the steak. Okay, so here's our steak, and here's our steak rub. And I just want to get this all over the steak. Now you can literally marinate the steak in this if you have the time. If you don't, it's fine. Just rub it in, and I can guarantee you the grill is going to do the rest. I can't wait. I can't wait to show you what this looks like when it's all done. So I'm just going to flop it over, get some more of that on there. Okay, the steak's covered. I'm going to meet you out at the grill. Okay, so it's simply another beautiful night in Florida. But I want you to do one thing. Start your grill according to manufacturer's instructions. They're all different, and I don't want you to get hurt. Now I have my grill all started up. Here's our steak. Now with the steak, I also brought out the plate that we're going to put the finished steak in. Do not cook the steak and put it in the same old plate. Put it in a clean plate. This steak is uncooked, it's in this plate. Put your cooked steak in this one. That is a food handling must. I want you to be safe, I want you to enjoy your meal, and I want everyone to say the next day, wow, that was delicious and I feel great. So here we go. The steak's going right on. Now, it's hard to see because night has fallen, but the steak is mostly over a plate that will keep the flames from hitting it too hard. And what we're going to do is just close the cover and let it cook for 5 minutes, and then we're going to flip it. I'll be right back. Okay, so 5 minutes later, here I am. I'm wearing a headlamp because it got dark on me, and I give the entire Step-by-Step Chef crew Saturday nights off. So I don't have lighting, I don't have makeup, I don't have camera, it's just me. And let's take a look at that steak. Oh yeah. So the steak is cooking fine. Let's flip it. That is the color. That is the color that we are looking for. And I hope my crew's having a good time bowling tonight, because they are going to miss out on this delicious steak. And I'm just taking the leftover rub and I'm putting it on this side of the steak now, because some of it certainly stuck to the grate. And then what we're going to do is just turn the steak a little bit, because it was getting outside of that metal piece, metal shield that protects the meat from the flame. And we're just going to close the cover, and I'll be back in another 5 minutes. Look at that. Yum. Mitch, Johnny, my crew, Jane, Martha, you missed it. You missed this piece of steak. Sorry. I'll be right back. So here we are 5 minutes later. The grill has reached 600 degrees. The steak is looking downright delicious, and all we're going to do is give it a flip. Oh boy, does that look good. And that's got our homemade rub right on it. We're going to do 5 more minutes and then check it with our meat thermometer, and let's see what's going on. I'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes later, we're at 600 plus. I'm just going to give this a quick flip. There we go. And we'll check it with the meat thermometer. Now the cool thing about these meat thermometers is you can set the temperature you're looking for. I am looking for this steak to be done medium. So let's see what's going on. I'm just putting the probe into the middle of the meat. The temperature is rising. And as long as the meat thermometer doesn't burst into flames, let's see what happens. I'm looking for 160 degrees. It's slowly rising. We made it to 140. It's still rising. And I'm doing this because Mrs. Richardson likes her steak a little bit more than medium well. She likes it so it's a little bit shoe leathery. Now we stopped just short of 150, so I'm just going to close the cover and leave it in for a couple of more minutes. So if you want to see whether this steak is done, watch the juices. Now this steak is putting out some red juices still. If you want it done all the way through, wait until it's clear. If you like your steak on the kind of medium to medium rare side, you can still have some of that redder juice coming out. I already know that the temperature is safe. I know that the steak is cooked through because I use the thermometer. It's telling me it is safe to eat. But I'm just going to close the lid, let it cook for 5 more minutes, and then I know it's absolutely done. So here we are, 5 minutes later. The steak can't take any more heat. I can't take any more heat. So we're taking it off, putting it in our clean bowl, and I'll see you inside. So congratulations, look at what you just did. You just made this delicious steak. I mean, look at that. Using a homemade rub. You seasoned it yourself, and hopefully what I'd love you to do is make it your own. Go through the seasoning aisle at your local market and think, what would make it taste even better? I love when people make it their own. That's what I do. I go through, I see what's going on, and then I make it my own. Now, if you want the printable version of this recipe, please go to my website, stepbystepchef.com. There you're going to find over 100 printable recipes and free videos that will show you how to make all of these delicious dishes the step-by-step way. I'm Larry Richardson. I am your step-by-step chef, and I'll see you in the next episode. I can't wait to eat this.